Hello everybody, this is Loki and welcome back to Phoenix Wright. We're gonna go ahead and continue from where we last left off. Sadly appeared the killer of Elise, also known as Misty Faye, with her own daughter, Maya. I don't think it was her. She would never do that to anybody. Overcome with guilt for what she had done, Maya jumped to her death in the raging waters of the Eagle River. Can't be. Huh. Trait. Have you ever heard of this one? Once you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth. No matter how improbable it may seem. What is that about the main prosecutor, Jodo? Turned in this witness. Maya threw herself in the Eagle River. However, is that really the truth? Remember, this woman testified earlier that the bridge was already on fire when the murder was taking place in the garden, which means if Maya had thrown herself into the river, it must have been from the inner temple side near the bridge. That's right. That's where she jumped from. He's like shaking his head like, I don't believe you. But that's impossible. It's impossible to jump into the river from there. That's true. What? Don't get your panties all twisted up, right? Just relax and think through the whole thing again. So it's impossible? Maya can't have thrown herself into the Eagle River? If you guys remember the other part of the game, Dahlia threw herself in the same river. Well, Mr. Wright? Miss Hawthorne claims Miss Faye threw herself into the river from the inner temple side. Do you have any evidence that refutes the claim? Yes, I do. It's impossible to jump into the Eagle River from the inner temple side. No one knows that better than this witness. What did you say? 11 years ago, you jumped from the very same river. Just take a look at this overhead map. Yeah, zoom in a little bit. There we go. It's the same map. This is exactly what I was saying earlier in this part of the Let's Play. This is the same map at the same time when she was there and she threw herself in the Eagle River. As you could see, below the cliff on the inner temple side at the big rock shelf. Oh. Oh! You're right. She wouldn't have reached the river if she jumped off from there. And they would have seen her. They would have seen her body still there. In other words, if she had jumped, we should be able to see her body in this photo. Huh. So you finally figured it out? You. No! We're catching up with her lies, everyone. Order. You're just playing with me. Maya Faye's body is at the bottom of the Eagle River. Really, Dahlia, you're gonna deny it? There's nowhere else she could possibly be hiding. I know where she's hiding, alright. Miss Hawthorne, have you ever heard of this one before? When you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth. Yes, just a few minutes ago. Maya Faye wasn't inside the sacred cavern. We know that she didn't throw herself into the Eagle River. Correct. It eliminates all the most likely possibilities. Now, although it seems improbable, there's still one other place she could be. What? What is this one possibility you're talking about? That's obviously a bluff. So where is her dead body then? She's not dead. Finally, I think the pieces are falling into place. Normally the living have no way to punish the dead. But I think there's a way to give Dahlia Hawthorne the ultimate punishment. Shall I tell you, Miss Hawthorne? Shall I tell you where Maya is raised innocent? And that's very true. I have to see if this courtroom. Yep. There's only one possibility left. Namely, she's right here in this very courtroom. What? Maya Fate? Did you say she's here in my courtroom? Dahlia Hawthorne, I seem to recall that you said, I have misunderstood one thing, you see? So what? But I think there's one more thing you misunderstood. What do you mean? Tell me something. At this very moment, who is channeling Dahlia Hawthorne? What? That's obvious. It's Pearl Faye. That pathetic little shriveling runt. If it was really her, her hair would be matching to hers. You're wrong. Pearl's tried, but she couldn't do it. I never failed at channeling someone. This is the first time it's happened. Is there any explanation that for why you couldn't channel a spirit? It could happen if someone else was already channeling the same spirit. Bingo! Someone called me before Pearl did? But who? Pearl's even tried again on the day after the crime. But she couldn't do it. What could that mean? I think the truth is becoming clearer to you right about now, am I correct? Ah. It wasn't Pearls that channeled you. It was someone who called you before she could. This is an easy one. Pearls couldn't do it because and Misty Faye is gone. There's only one possibility left. Come on already, I can't stand the tension. Dahlia Hawthorne? The person channeling you right now must be Maya Faye. What? Well, how could it be? Remember that this witness, Dahlia Hawthorne, said about her goal. She said that her goal was to kill Maya Faye. Yes, that's right. But if Maya channeled the spirit of someone that was trying to kill her... Huh, load round? What would happen? Could it be? It looks like you finally understand, Your Honor. Well, I don't. What are you going on about? What I'm going on about is the reason why Maya channeled you, and there's only one reason. To protect herself from you. To protect herself from me? Yes. On the night of the crime, you were only interested in one thing. Killing Maya Faye. The path back to Hazuka was closed off and there was nowhere for her to run. So when the problem became where would be the safest place to hide. Ah. You mean that's when she channeled me? All this time you thought you had been channeled by Pearls. And that's why it never occurred to you that Maya's hiding place was you. No. No. Don't say that! You're saying that I, Dahlia Hawthorne, was played for a fool by that little whelp? Maya Faye killed herself, isn't it obvious? Objection! Sorry, but no. It would have been impossible for her to jump into the Eagle River. This was the only avenue of escape open to Maya. The only way that Maya could disappear from the inner temple. I don't believe you. A stupid little girl like that who had never been out in the real world. She could never come up with a plan like that. Who could have ever given her such a brilliant idea? Well, me of course. Aw. It's been a long time, Dahlia Hawthorne. So it's true. It was you. Yes. Huh. You're something else. But what? What are you doing here? That hair. It's Pearls, right? Tell me something, Dahlia. I want you to think back to that night one more time. You had just cornered Maya in the inner temple's garden. And then, in the final moment of the fight, you lost consciousness. I was stabbed by Maya Fey. Actually, Maya lost consciousness at the same time as you. She did? Not terribly surprising since she was about to be killed. When she woke up, she was in the training hall. That's when Maya decided she needed help. So she channeled me. She explained in the memo the situation she was in. She asked me what I thought she should do. She did that? I can't believe it. Of course, I didn't have all the details. But one thing was perfectly clear. And that was, I knew that you couldn't be allowed to wander free. Free? What do you mean? It was a race against time. So I wrote down 2 things that Maya had to do. Channel Dahlia Hawthorne as soon as possible, and lock herself in the sacred cavern until help arrived. So it was Maya who put the lock on her. Yes, but why did you order her to do those 2 things? If she hadn't done it, Dahlia Hawthorne would have been channeled by someone else. By one Pearl Fey. Pearl? Yes, Pearl didn't properly understand the plan. All she was trying to do was follow her mother Morgan Fey's instructions. If she had succeeded in channeling Dahlia Hawthorne's spirit, things would have turned out very badly, to put it mildly. So that's how it was. Dahlia Hawthorne would have used the body of Pearl Fey to kill Maya at all costs. Yes, it certainly sounds like that was the intent all along. What do you mean by another? Think about it, Dahlia. Remember all your past crimes? Not a single one of them was a success. They all ended in failure. What? How dare you? 11 years ago. The fake kidnapping, your very first crime. You got your hand on a $2 million diamond, but... that one fell too. After Terry escaped and went to meet with Valerie Hawthorne, the truth was exposed. Shut your mouth. That wasn't my fault. It was because of that stupid oath of a prisoner and that weakling of a policewoman. And then, 1 year later, you tried to kill me. Well, I'm still alive, but... you wound up killing someone else. And you got the death penalty for it. As a result, you were sentenced to death. It's one stupid move after another for you, but no longer funny. It's not funny or cute. To put it at that. You, wipe that smug, happy-go-lucky smile off your face. Now this. You messed up again. You let Maya Fey escape, even though she was right there in front of you. Mia Fey. Oh god, she's getting mad. You spinster. I was supposed to kill Maya Fey like I swore I would. Only if you'd gotten this spiky-haired jerk of guilty verdict, I wouldn't have been dragged to death, hanged to death. True. But I think you finally understand, Dahlia, that you will never defeat me. What? What did you say? Whether you're alive, dead, or somewhere in between, you'll never defeat me. As long as I'm around, you're destined to lose for all eternity. That's true. I remember what you said earlier in the trial. You said there was no way we could punish you, because you were already dead. What about it? Then you said, even when the body dies, the spirit, the ego, lives on forever. That's very true, Dahlia. And that's exactly the punishment you'll never be able to escape from. That's true. You'll never escape it. For all of eternity, you will have to remain as Dahlia Hawthorne. A miserable, pathetic, weak creature who can never win at anything. And for you, there's no escape from that. No hope of freedom. Since the day you were executed, the narrow bridge that you once stretched out in front of you had burnt to a crisp. You're wrong. It can't be. How could I lose to the likes of you? No longer matters. I don't care whether you win or lose anymore. The only thing I want is for you to come out of my body right now. She's gonna be leaving now. Get out of her! Now she's out. You can tell that she's like one of those evil spirits. I'm not ready to go. Now she has left. Now then, I assume you are the real Iris? Yes, I was just rescued from the Sacred Tavern. I must say, you and your twin sister are indeed identical from what I see. In any case, it appears that everything has finally been cleared up. Mr. Godo, what happened to Dahlia Hawthorne? If you ask me, Your Honor, it looked like she went back to hell. The hell she came from. It seems that Misty Faye wasn't the only victim of this crime. Maya Faye, as well as the young Pearl, were also victims of the wicked, selfish plan. Yes, Your Honor. The tragedy of Medium Valley, has finally come to an end, it seems. I don't know why I said Misty Valley. Whoops. Sometimes, like, when I read something, I read it wrong, my brain reads it wrong. It would be best for everyone if no further attempt was made to channel that spirit again. Your Honor? Yes, what is it? About this whole spirit medium thing. It's almost weird how comfortable you seem to be with the concept now. Well, to be frank, my younger brother is quite judgmental. He often criticized me for not studying hard enough. That's why I made a concerted effort to study up on a terrain channeling technique. Hey, isn't that the New Year's issue of Occult? I've seen quite a few things in many years on the bench. In all that time, I finally learned this one thing. Each case is different. It takes place in its own world, if you will. In order to fully understand that world, first we have to immerse ourselves in it completely. And that's where my brother and I used to differ. Never thought of it that way. Any rate, it's time to pass judgment on the case of Iris of Hazakar Temple.
Objection!
See what he has to say, shall we? You're a little too fast for that gavel, Your Honor. What do you mean by that, Mr. Godo? This trial, it isn't over yet. That's what he means. What? Trite. Remember what Miss Evil Spirit said in her Miss Evil Spirit? Huh? Dahlia's testimony? Something must have happened there. It's strange, but I don't have a clear memory of what happened after that. I think I was stabbed. Oh. Just as Dahlia Hawthorne was about to attack Maya, she was stabbed and killed by someone. Yes, that's right. The person that was ultimately killed with the spirit medium that channeled Dahlia. Misty, at least no Misty Faye. But who killed her? That's what I'd like to know myself. We still don't know who did it. This isn't over? Well, apparently it isn't. Unless someone else was found guilty, the accused is still on trial. True. We can't let her walk until there's evidence that proves her innocent. True. No way. But the court isn't prepared for any much further testimony. The prosecution is ready to call our final witness. Final witness? This one will clear up the whole mystery. The mystery of who killed Misty Faye. True. Indeed. Is it really all right, Mr. Prosecutor? Of course it's all right, Madam Attorney. Very well then. Who is the final witness? Huh, isn't it obvious? There's one person who saw the whole event and will put the final dagger in this case. Someone who saw the murder take place? The very person who saw her mother killed in front of her own eyes. You mean Maya? She can't testify after what she's been through. We need to find the truth. The prosecution calls Maya Faith to witness stand. Yeah, we have to have her here. Very well. But first, we'll take a brief recess. We'll have to wait for Miss Faye to recover before summoning her. Once we receive the doctor's permission, we'll proceed with the trial. Hey, Wright, I got something to say to you, so listen up. What is it? I don't think much of you as a lawyer. It's always the same with you. You somehow manage to just squeak out by without even a faint understanding of the case. Some beautiful woman always seemed to come dashing in at the last minute to save you. You got some nerve. But that's not going to happen this time. This time, you're going to have to do this by yourself. That's enough. The court is now in recess. I'm truly sorry about everything. You were working so hard to defend me, but I was missing all day and we didn't even have a chance to talk. She's right. When I met Iris at the training hall yesterday, they already switched places, and Iris was inside that sacred cavern. I wanted to at least be in the defendant's box today to root you on. Well, it wasn't your fault. You were locked up this whole time. There's something more important than that, though. I have to ask you. Why did you help your sister out as much as you did? Huh? If you had tried to get help at the sacred cavern yesterday, you wouldn't have spent the entire day locked up in there. My sister, I felt sorry for her. She was abandoned by her mother and never got any love from our father either. Yes, but it was the same for you too, wasn't it? Yes, but at least I had Sister Bikini, who was like a mother to me. If only Dahlia had come with me to Hazard Temple. Yeah, she would have had lots of love from her too. I always loved her. Dahlia was always so smart and strong. She never complained about a thing. That's why I promised her that I would help her. Are you talking about the fake kidnapping case 11 years ago? Yes. I wanted to be useful to her in some way. But, as usual, I was too cowardly. At the last minute, I ran away. Because of that, Dahlia's stepsister Valerie ended up. That's what was the case that wounded Mia so badly. And man, that was like a not a good case. But things didn't end there, of course. Some people suspected that my sister was involved in the murder. Some people? You mean? Yes, two defense attorneys, Miss Mia Fey and Diego Armando. After poisoning Mr. Armando, who was getting too close to learning the truth, Gilly even tried to kill the person who had unknowingly hid the poison for her. You. That's right. Iris, there's one more thing I have to ask you. Yes, what is it? On the night of the murder, the person that cleaned up the corpse of the victim, Elise, was it really you? Yes, it was me. That night after I rang the lights out bell, I went back to my room. At around 10:30, I received a call on my cell phone. There's a problem, come to the inner temple right away. I got on a snowmobile and headed for the inner temple, but the path to the inner temple was cut off, right? Exactly. We can't just leave the body here. So you have to do this exactly as I say, got it? Oh man, I think she took part in it. It was me. I was the one that received her body. At least she'd tell them the truth. The murder weapon had been left in her body, so she wouldn't bleed too much. The staff that Mr. Delis always held. I knew it. So the actual murder weapon with the staff? Yes, that's right. I brought the body back to Hazakir Temple on the snowmobile. But why? Why did you alter the body? I didn't want anyone to know that the staff was the murder weapon. I didn't want to leave anything that would lead back to Misty Faye. So I dressed her in the robe and stabbed her with the sword. I wiped the blood off the staff's blade and left it next to her on the ground. Iris, just tell me one last thing. Tell me the name of the person that called your cell phone. The real killer. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I can't do it. I can't say who did it. I see. Defendant? Yes? The judge is calling you. He wants you to see you. He wants you to see you in his chambers. He has some questions about Dahlia Hawthorne. Alright. Well then, I'll just see you later. There's something I want to tell you. Oh, okay. Something she wants to tell me. So, it's true. Iris cooperated with the real killer. Maybe even from the very beginning. Phoenix? Mia. How is Maya doing? Physically, I'm not worried. She'll recover completely. But emotionally, she's been hurt very badly by this case. I see. You don't mean she's learned who Elise really was? Yes. I went to the medical office and talked with her. I told her everything I knew. But why? Maya is stronger than you think. I knew she could take it. All of it. What do you mean by that? I want you to figure out that answer by yourself. The trial is about to start. About to restart. The real killer. Do you know who it is yet? Iris wouldn't tell me who called her, but still. I think that just maybe I know who it was. That night, the victim was killed in the garden of the inner temple. And the criminal wasn't just there by accident. Which means that the killer knew of Dahlia's plan from the very beginning. And one more thing. The victim was moved to the Hazakir Temple side by pendulum. In other words, the criminal can't cross the bridge. That means they were stuck in the inner temple side for almost an entire day. Exactly. So the culprit was someone that wasn't in Heartseeker Temple the following day. That's as much as help as I can give you. The rest of the battle is yours to win or lose. Okay, I've got it. Thank you, Mia. Finally, it's almost time to bring this case to an end. What exactly did Maya see anyway? And who was it that actually killed Misty Faye? Whoever it was, I have to prove it. Me, all by myself. We're gonna find out soon enough, guys. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it here for now. If you guys enjoyed the video, feel free to hit that like button below. And subscribe for more videos to come. See you guys later. Bye, guys.